Hello, I'm Dr. Trish Winter, and I'm the director of the music therapy program at Radford University and a board-certified music therapist. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the profession of music therapy. So if you're a musician and you're thinking about career options, this might be a good choice for you. Or maybe you or someone you know could benefit from seeing a music therapist. So what is music therapy? Well, music therapists make music with all kinds of people. Kids, teenagers, adults, and older adults like grandmas and grandpas. We help people with problems. Maybe someone's feeling sick or sad. Maybe someone's having pain or having trouble making and keeping friends. Maybe someone's having trouble in school with reading or math or paying attention. Music therapists can work with all kinds of people to help with a bunch of different kinds of problems. Where do we work? Well, we work in hospitals, schools, nursing homes, mental health facilities, which are sometimes called psychiatric institutions, prisons, hospice programs, which are for people who are nearing the end of their life and are quite ill, in people's homes, and in day programs. And day programs are places that people go to learn a job or to have things to do so they don't get bored and lonely. What are some examples of jobs? Well, I've been a music therapist for 23 years and a college professor for 13. When I was doing my bachelor's degree in music therapy, I did an internship in a mental health facility or psychiatric hospital. My very first job when I got my degree was in a nursing home on an Alzheimer's unit. My next job was at a community music school where people would come to learn all kinds of instruments. And sometimes the people who came to learn the instruments needed a little additional help that they couldn't get on our traditional track. So they would call a music therapist to help these students so that they could enter the traditional music training program. I've also worked in schools from pre-K to high school, adult day programs, in people's homes, and for a little while I worked in a hospital on a heart transplant unit. Now I teach college students and I work with music therapy clients, both young and adults and older adults. What's a typical workday? Well, I have to be honest and say my typical workday isn't very typical. Each day is very different, and I get to be creative, spontaneous, and spend time working with wonderful people. And that fits me well. I need a job where things change often, and a job that challenges me to be creative in lots of different ways. So each day, I might play guitar, piano, percussion, and I definitely sing. I learn new music, like rock, country, rap, and hip-hop, pop, and jazz. I write new songs, and sometimes make up songs with clients. We call that improvisation. I teach college students about music therapy, and I research why music makes us feel the way it does. How can you become a music therapist? Well, I've been a musician for my entire life. I've always loved singing, and I've sung as much as possible. So when I was in elementary school, I took voice and piano lessons. But I didn't stick with those piano lessons, and I have to say that's one of my biggest regrets. But I sang in the choir and in musical theater productions. In middle school, I wanted to be a veterinarian, and I belonged to the 4-H club, and I did a bunch of projects about animals because I love science. But when I got to high school, I realized that I love science and I love music. So I went back to those piano lessons and kind of started all over again. I competed in choir competitions, I learned how to play the guitar, and then I went to college and got a bachelor's degree in music therapy. After that, I loved music therapy so much that I went back and got a master's degree in music therapy and a doctoral degree, my PhD, in music therapy. Some things to know: only people with a degree in music therapy can practice or be music therapists, so you have to have a music therapy degree. People who play their guitars or sing or play piano as volunteers in healthcare institutions provide an absolutely wonderful and necessary service. But that's different than what music therapists do. We're trained to be healthcare professionals and we're trained to be therapists. There is a national certification test that we take, and when we pass, we get to be called Music Therapist Board Certified, MTBC. You don't have to be a musician to have a music therapist and to be in music therapy. We work with people who've never played an instrument and don't sing, as well as working with people who do play music and who do sing. Sometimes we use recorded music, but mostly we play live. Music therapists play the music that our clients love. And we want to know what you love, and we want to work on it so that we can connect with you through your music. And we make music in all kinds of unusual places. Bedrooms, bathrooms, playgrounds, closets, walking down the hall, in a music room, in a field. I can tell you, if there's a place to make music, I've probably done a music therapy session in that place. If I had to do it again, would I choose music therapy? Yes, without question. When I was in school, math was really hard for me. In fact, it was so hard that I had to go to special education math. And I was really challenged by math classes. But that didn't stop me from working as hard as I could to do the best I could. And when I got to college, I found out that being a music major was really hard. But that was okay, because it also challenged me to become a much better musician. And what I learned from this was that just because something is hard doesn't mean you can't be successful doing it. And that sometimes the hardest thing to do is the right thing to do. It pays to stick it out even if it's challenging. And that I learned that my teachers were there to help me. And it's because of my teachers that I am a music therapist today. And even though I struggled with math, and even though being a music major was hard, with the help of the people around me, I was able to be successful and to keep going and getting more education so that I could do a job that I absolutely love. How does music help you? How do you use music to help you? Is there anything else you could do? Maybe you could learn to play an instrument, start taking those music lessons again so you don't have the same regret that I had when I stopped taking piano lessons in elementary school. Maybe you could sing your favorite song in a funny voice or a loud voice or an itty-bitty whisper. You could ask a member of your family to share one of their favorite songs. Ask an older member. Ask a younger member. Find some new artists you haven't listened to yet. Listen to music alone and with other people, and notice how the music makes you feel. Talk about what you hear in the music, and talk about what the lyrics are saying. Does the music sound like what the lyrics are talking about? Make art or dance while you listen. Interview a musician about how music helps them or how they became a musician. Music can match the way that we feel, or it can help us change our mood, depending on what we need. So are you listening to music that is holding you in a place that makes you feel a kind of way? Or are you using music to help you move out of feeling in a certain way? It's one of the pretty cool things about music. If you want to learn more about music therapy, head on over to the website for the American Music Therapy Association. You can find out more information about the profession of music therapy. You can see the college programs that offer music therapy degrees, and even a list of the internship sites if you're that curious about it. It's a wonderful resource. I hope you found this useful. Again, if you are a musician and you love music, this might be a great career choice for you. Or you might know someone, or you yourself might benefit from working with a music therapist.